Hello everyone, welcome to some more story talk. Today I'm going to be discussing the guild system in Mage's Journey. For those who are new, Mage's Journey is my fantasy story in progress. I've been working on it since 6th grade and it's my most developed story. A lot of aspects of the guild system were inspired by fairy tale because that was the only idea I've seen about guilds and fantasy worlds. I'm just going to be talking about the general functions of the guilds and what they do. So most countries in Mage's Journey, even under a guild system that assists the law enforcement in keeping peace, guilds have requests that are sent to them by the public for things like deliveries, fighting monsters, requesting a score be settled, or general scouting missions. Missions are sorted by difficulty and rank. Ranks 1 through 25 are apprentice rifle missions good for training and gaining experience. Ranks 26 and up are professionally ranked missions that apprentices cannot accompany their mentors on. The higher the rank, the more difficult the mission. The ranking system also determines a person's strength and their class. There are a wide variety of classes that people can train under: mage, knight, archer, lancer, cleric, assassin, scout, etc. Assassins are part of what are known as shadow guilds, using common guilds as cover. Apprenticeships begin at the age of 7 and end once the individual reaches rank 25. The rate at which someone can accomplish this is dependent on the person. For example, Sako finished his apprenticeship at the age of 15, while Marin is 16 and she is at rank 18 when the story begins. Mentors are people who volunteer their knowledge and experience to apprentices. There needs to be a mutual agreement to become a mentor and apprentice. A mentor cannot force a child to be their apprentice. Such an act would bar them from being able to train anyone. Ranks are determined via guild cards as each member receives when they enroll in the guild. The cards are imbued with a material that reads the individual's strengths, weaknesses, and overall progression. When someone moves up a rank, the card updates automatically. It's like leveling up in a video game. For those who use magic, rank is effective how much magic the summoning jewel is allowing them to use. If one tries to overexert that limit, they are at risk for mania. For non-magic users, rank is a qualification of what missions they can go on. People tend to form groups to go on missions within a certain rank. This is common with apprentices as they want to grow together. Their mentors will also form a group to assist each other with training. This is the case with Marin and her friends. Of course, missions don't go without compensation. Most jobs pay guild members with hosts. Sometimes they offer rare opportunities, but that's very rare. Guild masters process and review these jobs for their requirements and overall priority. They also determine the ranking of the job up. Guild masters are elected through the community of the town the guild resides in. The guild master can be dismissed from their position if they are seen as unfit for their job. The masters are chosen if the previous one dies, retires, or is dismissed. Guilds are usually a system for magic favoring countries like Rayrom. However, countries that don't use magic like Cantfield also have guilds. There is a school system in every country in Mage's Journey, and mentors are expected to educate their apprentices during their time. For certain classes, there are specialty schools such as a mage school or a knight school. It is more organized and linear than guild apprenticeships, and there's clear requirements for a rank up. Though most do lean towards the guilds for the more warm and free experience. So most people that do enroll in specialty schools are the more affluent citizens. Mage's Journey takes place in the Dust Heart Guild in Sakurai Village. Most guilds are extremely large communal spaces. The Shadow Guilds are much smaller to avoid tension, and schools are about the size of the community college. Most work at guilds is paid volunteer jobs. The attendants, cooks, barkeeps, etc. are all volunteer tiers and they give their services for the guilds. Guilds are also venues for many festivals. Between the countries, guilds act as a point of trade and communication. When the monarchies are unable to meet, the guild masters are sent as representatives for their country, depending on the guild's reputation and location. If the job goes beyond a guild country's border, forms need to be filled out to be approved to go on a mission outside the country. There are times when members of the guilds from different countries are assigned to work together. I'm honestly still hashing out the details on how guilds affect the politics and economy of the countries that I've established. When it comes to world building, I do struggle with it, but I've got some help with asking the right questions, and I work best when I have an input from other people. So talking about it really helps me hash out the details. I'm definitely someone who leans towards character design and character writing, but I'm trying to get better at world building and background. I try watching tutorials, but every time I end up dozing off within about the first 5 minutes, as I'm embarrassed as I am to say that. So that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna let this piece was just to show like Mom and her friends hanging out with the guild, getting ready to meet up. I'm just gonna let the rest of this play out, and in the meantime, stay loud and stay proud. Bye!